So question 7 from the practice exam, it's asking us to determine formal charge on this fulminate anion, right? So formal charge, we want to do basically our group number minus assigned electrons. And that's going to give us our formal charge. All right, so carbon is group 4, nitrogen is group 5, oxygen is group 6. So that's our group number. And then next we want to figure out our assigned electrons. Assigned electrons, we count 1 electron for each bond, because in that carbon nitrogen single bond here, there are 2 electrons. Yes, there are 2 electrons, but officially one of those electrons belongs to carbon and one of those electrons belongs to nitrogen. So that's how in the formal charge, right, we're going to count 1 electron for each bond, and we count all of the electrons that are lone pair electrons, because all those lone pair electrons, they belong to carbon. They're not shared with anything else. So for carbon, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I've got 1 electron in that bond. So we've actually got 7 electrons assigned to that carbon. For nitrogen, nitrogen is group 5. If we take a look at nitrogen, I'm going to have 1 electron, 2, 3, 4 electrons assigned there. And then if we look at oxygen, oxygen is group 6. And for oxygen, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 electrons assigned there. So we go through, subtract, right? We're going to get -3 on carbon. We get +1 on nitrogen and +1 on oxygen for our formal charges on this Lewis structure. So because of that, right, it's not the best Lewis structure, because if, number one, we want to minimize charge whenever possible, we have a charge on every single atom in this Lewis structure. Number 2, if we have a negative charge, we want that negative charge assigned to the most electronegative element. So we'd rather have oxygen carry the negative charge, not carbon. If we have a positive charge, we'd rather have that on the least electronegative element. So that would be carbon in this case. So yes, this is a Lewis structure, but it's not the best Lewis structure we could come up with because of the charges and where the charges are in that Lewis structure.